Hi guys, welcome back. It's Tracy again. Welcome to Tarot Talk 1111, where I am the Oracle of the Sparkle. This is my second channel, in case you didn't know. I will link my primary channel in the description box below. But this is my whimsical channel. It's where I get to do whatever I want, whenever I want, and it's just for me. I really don't care if it grows or if it just, kind of is out there for those who find it, right? This is where I get to show my creativity, and if I feel called to the table, I upload a video. So if you decide that you want to be part of the team, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and the wiggly bell, and just know that I only upload when I'm called to. However, my schedule has freed up quite a bit because of this pandemic, so you might see a lot more content coming. Today's reading really doesn't have a topic other than what does Spirit think you need to know at this time in your life, okay? So it could be about you, or it could be about another person that you are closely interacting with. So the first card out today is the Queen of Swords. This is the After Tarot. I'm going to give you a second to look at the card. I apologize for the glare, but it just seems like no matter how I set this room up, there's a glare. The second card is the Four of Swords. I see some transformation happening here. Oh, look at that. There you go. Short but sweet. Maybe it didn't feel like it was short but sweet, but look at that. That's beautiful energy, guys. So we have this Queen of Swords here, and at the tip of her sword is a butterfly. Now the Queen of Swords, she's a very strong, determined, smart, educated. She's like my no bullshit queen. She doesn't take a whole heck of a lot of guff from people, right? But what I see here is like there's been this transformation. Spirits led this. See this? I know you can't see it. See this eagle or bird up here, and then the butterfly. Back here, there's a lot of clouds in the background, but look at how blue the sky has become. She's been crowned with a crown of butterflies. So I feel like this is almost like before and after. And here's the healing in between, okay? See, the Four of Swords is all about being grateful that you made it through a real battle, okay? This person went off to war and had their casket pre-made so that if they didn't make it out alive, their family wasn't burdened with the burial rites, So this person has come back from a very, very long, arduous battle. But it looks like with this woman here that you had help. There was somebody that helped you through this healing process. And then look at you come out as this beautiful Empress. This is really beautiful energy. You had to weather a storm. You had to go through some kind of a battle. And it has transformed you. And it was spirit-led. The skies are becoming blue. This is like healing prayer and gratitude, right? This person has got their hands folded in prayer. And they're grateful. Grateful that they made it through relatively unscathed. I don't see anything. I don't see any bandages, no blood, no wounds. And if this is not your energy, this could possibly be like a mother type energy. Maybe you were sick. I don't feel that though, but if that's, resonating with you, what I feel here, this is like a spiritual transformation. This is literally going in as the caterpillar and coming out of the cocoon as the Empress. I mean, this is the embodiment of divine feminine. So it doesn't matter if you're a masculine or a feminine, it's energy. Everybody has masculine and feminine within them. Okay, but there's been some kind of a transformation of some kind of a situation. If it's spiritual in nature, this is like the awakening and the ascension, going through healing childhood wounds, healing anything that had you out of alignment, had you wearing masks and not being authentic. And here you are just like beautifully sitting on your throne, healed and in the highest vibration that you can be in. And it's feminine energy. So take it as it resonates. It doesn't have to mean it's a woman. It just means that there's been a balancing through hard times of the sacred feminine within you. Okay, so let's see what the oracles have to say. We have, I will love where I am right now. I just really hate the glares. It says, there is nothing that you cannot be, do, or have, and we want to assist you in achieving that. But we love where you are right now, even if you do not, because we understand how joyful the journey to where you want to go will be. So for some of you, you may not have made it to this Empress yet, okay? But you're getting there. I'm going to set this card down here. I know you can't see it, but I showed it to you. So that's what's happening, is this is where you're at right now. I will love where I am at right now. And I feel like a lot of you are in the healing process, being transformed, right? Changing. This is just, I really like this deck. I mean, look at all the stuff clearing out here. Okay, your next card says, breathe deeply. Breathe big. Let it all in. Expand your fabulous belly. Who cares if your jeans feel too tight? Here's an idea. Buy a roomier pair. Deep, full breaths invigorate you. They release sadness and allow ecstasy to flow in. Pause. Inhale a long, slow, big, delicious breath. Exhale. Remember, whenever the going gets tough, take a deep breath and trust that you are capable of greatness. Yeah, guys, I really like this energy. And here's an extra woman here in this deck that normally would not be in. This is like the after tarot. I feel like there's been somebody that has helped you or supported you or activated you maybe even during this time for this healing, right? You've been supported. Up here you've got spirit support, and here you've got a person supporting you. And I believe this is where you're headed. Then we have choose love. If you're struggling with an obstacle or conflict, choose a path of love. Suffering, doubt, and frustration all transform in the presence of love. Show your love courageously. Show your love openly. Show your love with no strings attached. It's safe to give and receive love. In fact, if you have had a hard time with self-love, start outside yourself and work your way in. Showing love to others can be a gateway for loving yourself. This is divine feminine energy. Just gonna put it out there. You know, here you are, you're a little hardened, you know, the queen badass, the one that doesn't take anybody's crap. And it might be because you've been hurt or you've been mistreated in affairs of the heart. It doesn't have to be romantic love, but, you know, somewhere, somehow you've had your heart broken. And so you're going through this death and transformation. Although it's not the death card, I just feel with this butterfly and the crown of butterflies, I feel like you've just really been through or are going through this divine healing process that is bringing you into self-love. See, the Empress is the embodiment of self-love. She knows her value. She knows her worth. She knows that you know, she just really understands and gets it, that she is a sacred soul, and that all of the projections of hurt on her she didn't need to really internalize that. You don't have to define yourself by the way other people behave or the way other people have showed up in your life. And it looks like you're transforming from this queen of the badass, going through this transformation and turning into this beautiful, loving, abundant, by the way. The Empress is very abundant. And so when you know your value, when you know your worth, when you can go within and love yourself and heal yourself, that is when the transformation happens. That's when you become this Empress energy by choosing love, right? Loving yourself first. So then we have looking deeper. Deep within me is a majestic radiance. Look at all those gems. So you're being encouraged by Spirit to go deep, to go deep down within yourself and recognize what a true gem you are. You are this beautiful Empress, whether you believe it or not. It's where you're headed. But in order to get there, you're going to have to clear out some old programming, some old self-beliefs about who you are and what your value is. So look deeper, go within, pray, meditate, go through the healing process to become this Empress. Look at, you got prayer and contemplation here. Now you have prayer and contemplation here. It says charity, prayer, and contemplation. Connect with heaven, ask, and you shall receive. See this? It's so funny because this is the opposite of this, quite frankly. This Queen of Swords is the opposite of the Empress. The Queen of Swords, she's smart and witty and intelligent. I know that's like 3 different ways to say the same thing. But quite frankly, she's been through the school of hard knocks and it didn't come easy. And everything she's learned through trials and tribulations and heartbreak and sadness. And so she's kind of built a wall up around herself that protects her and protects her heart. And she probably pretends that things don't bother her, pretends that she's not broken, pretends that she's strong, pretends that she's determined and high-willed, right? But really, she's lacking the confidence and self-belief that to know that being open and to receive, because the Queen of Swords, she's not always open to receive. She's liable to take that sword and chop your head off if you come at her in the wrong way, right? But this Empress, she doesn't need that. She's got other people to do that for her. She is a ruler. She is in control of every dynamic within her body. And she doesn't rule with a sword. She rules with a light. Look at that. She's holding this torch. It almost looks like a flashlight, right? Above her head. She doesn't lead with a sword. She leads with enlightenment. She has become enlightened. And she's like opulent, abundant. She's the Empress, guys. She's the mother of the zodiac, right? So we have the Holy Spirit. Expect miracles. Remember that only love is real. Miracles will occur naturally. Spirit has your back. So this, I really feel like whoever this message is for, now remember, it may not be for you. If it's not, it's okay. The next one might. Or this could be about somebody you know and you might want to share it with them. But the whole message here is about self-love. It's about learning to be nurturing, caring, open to give and receive the highest love, right? You're divinely protected. The Empress doesn't need any swords. She doesn't need barbed wired fences. She's protected by the divine. She is the queen. She is the embodiment of all 4 queens, right? And it looks like the last queen that she had to be or go through was this Queen of Swords. So a lot of healing and love energy here. She's the embodiment of unconditional love. And it has to start within yourself. It cannot be external. Okay, then we have no. And I'm going to tell you the energy I'm feeling around this no is healthy boundaries. Okay? Now, there's a difference between being the queen of chop your head off if you don't do what I want you to do, or be the way I want you to be, or treat me the way I want to be treated. But there's a difference between that and the Empress. You see, the Empress, she just has healthy boundaries. You know, she can see the red flags from a mile away. And it's like if she believes for a moment that somebody is approaching her in a way that does not what's the word I want to say? If somebody is approaching her that does not honor her and honor her inner divinity, then she's going to have these healthy boundaries. And I'm hearing that somebody out there needs to hear that no is a complete sentence, right? No is a complete sentence. You don't have to be a people pleaser. A lot of people believe that being in your feminine energy, that you have to like be an over nurturer. You have to give and give and give, even to those who aren't really giving anything back, right? That's what makes you this Queen of Swords, is when people take advantage of you and step over your boundaries and really do harmful things. So you put up, your sword and you're like, hey, I will defend myself any way I have to. But the difference between the Queen of Swords and the Empress is the Queen of Swords, her boundaries are enforced. The Empress boundaries are implied. And I don't know why, but when you become forceful with people, they feel challenged and they want to step over those boundaries. When you just know your own worth, when you set those boundaries and you just don't engage with people who try to walk across the boundary, you just disengage, right? It's like, no, I'm just my Empress self here. I don't need you. I don't need to impress you. I don't need you to impress me. I'm just filled with love and abundance and gratitude. And really, this is being out of alignment. If you watch Abraham Hicks, this is being out of your vortex, out of alignment, right? Vibrational alignment. This is becoming in vibrational alignment. So you might need to learn how to exercise your voice and say the word no occasionally. Then we have a leg up, and I felt this energy. I'm trying to get it without the... Can you see that? So a leg up. This is what I'm seeing here. I don't know why, but I see somebody helping you. This could be, anybody. It's a feminine in this picture, but it could be anybody. It could be divine help. This could be a friend. It could be your mother, your sister, your neighbor, your boss. It could be anybody. But I feel like you've gotten a leg up in this process. However this resonates with you. Spirits had your back too, is what I'm hearing. Okay. Then we have go the distance. Yeah, because you know what? If you give up while you're in the cocoon, if you give up while you're here praying and asking and transforming and healing, then you're not going to get to this finish line. See, that cheetah's running so fast and the finish line is right there. And Spirit is telling you to go the distance. Do not give up. Okay? Warrior woman. Yeah, I got to show you the pictures here. So we have, can you see the correlation here? We have the Queen of Swords and we have Warrior Woman. Both are very defensive, very guarded, got their swords up. This one is transforming that attitude because of that butterfly in the crown. But this one, this is like what you believe you needed to do. She's only got one eye showing too. There was like you were secretive, you were closed off, you were in battle mode. And that's what you're transmuting, transforming. In this deck, this is all about mission work. So if you resonate with being a light worker, this is also warrior woman. Have you answered your deepest calling? Because being the warrior woman might be what you felt you needed to be. But when you answer the calling and go through this transformation, your deepest calling is to be this empress, right? The empress, she's just all that in a bag of chips, and she is spiritually healed and complete, whole, right? Then we have the initiation, rite of passage, crossing the threshold. Let me see if I can get that so you can see it. So yeah, some of you guys, this could represent like the dark night of the soul. This is the purge, right? The purge, the initiation. It's the wake up. It's recognizing change needs to happen because you're not happy where you're at. You're not happy with what you're doing, or people haven't been treating you right, or you haven't been treating yourself right. Quite frankly, if somebody else doesn't treat you right, it's because you say yes, and that card says to say no. So for example, let's say you're married and your spouse has these temper tantrums when the house isn't the way they want it when they come home, or the car wasn't fixed immediately when it broke down. And there are certain things, that you can be demanding and what's the word I want to say? There's a word, but there are certain times when people, it's okay to have expectations, right? Because if you're coexisting with someone else. But let's say the situation's a little different. They come home and they call you fat, or they call you ugly or lazy, and say, why do you sit around and do this or do that? Why aren't you taking care of this or taking care of that? That kind of energy just makes you guarded. It makes you angry. It makes you be that warrior woman, right? Where you feel like you have to be on guard constantly. But I think what's happening is Spirit is releasing you from that energy and saying that if you learn healthy boundaries, what are you saying yes to that you should be saying no to? Because quite frankly, I've been there and I've done that. And when you're in that energy with somebody else, I put up with it. I put up with it for many years because I didn't want to upset people. I didn't want to rock the boat. I was afraid of change. I didn't want to move out and start my life all over again. And so I ended up being stuck in this very low vibrational, unloving situations where I was a victim. I had no real voice. I had no opinion that would be heard. It was like I had a psychic tell me once when she gave me a reading. I had her tell me that everybody in my home had eyes, but nobody had ears. And I thought that was pretty apropos because it's the truth, or was the truth, right? So you've been initiated for some kind of a healing here. And this is a healing in your your feminine energy. And it doesn't matter if you're masculine or feminine. What matters is that we all have divine masculine energies. The masculine energy, if you were in the masculine energy, it's more of the God, why am I having such a hard time articulating what I'm thinking and feeling? But it's like the masculine energy is the ruler, the fighter, the action, the fire. It's the, the masculine is the drive, it's the need, it's the desire to be sovereign, quite frankly. Sovereign, where you don't want people telling you what to do or what to be or how to be. And so I feel like what's happening here is there's a balancing of the divine feminine within you. The divine feminine is is somebody who knows their value, knows their worth, but they're still capable of unconditional love. But it's love with boundaries. It's like, I love you unconditionally, but if you don't treat me the way I deserve to be treated, I can love you from over there, not over here. Okay, so this has been a real transformation. And I am so proud that you guys are working on getting to the other side of this. I'm just wondering if I need to... I don't know which deck I would use, but I feel like I need to give you something in closing. Some kind of... Let me look and see here. What do I have? Got so many decks, it would take forever to just... So let's just get you... You know, since it's feminine energy... And of course, I don't have my feminine deck in here. All right, so let's just get you a Moonology card. How's that? Let's see what's coming. So Spirit, what is the outcome of this? What can my viewer look forward to through this transformation, through this healing of the divine feminine, through the dark night of the soul? What can they look forward to, or guidance during this time, during this transformation? There it is. It's time to release negativity. Full moon in Scorpio. And quite frankly, we just had the full moon in Scorpio. Bam. That's profound. And then bottom of the deck is, what do you need to release? All right, so that tells me you're not there yet, guys. You're going through this transformation, but you're still a little bitter. You're still not quite to the other side of the healing process, and you are a work in progress. So you need to, there are things that you need to release. You've got release twice. It's time to release negativity. And what do you need to release? Well, quite frankly, it looks like you need to release negativity, because you're not a victim, guys. Nobody's ever a victim unless they choose it. So just say no. Just say no. Have healthy boundaries. I had to get a lot of people on board with treating me differently when I had my transformation. And those who couldn't get on board didn't get to be in on the experience, quite frankly, right? So I went through a divorce. I cut some friends out of my life that I love dearly. But like I said, I can love you from over there, because nobody should be mistreated. Nobody should be talked down to. Nobody should be less than, right? Everybody should be helping each other. And it looks like you do have help. And if you don't, then Spirit says to reach out, because you're divinely being helped here in the 5D. So I love you guys. This has been your message for whoever needed to hear it. So if it resonates, please give it a thumbs up. And I will link in the description box below all of my information if you'd like to book a personal private reading. And also I will link my second channel, so that if you would like to go over there and see what my primary mission work is, then you're welcome to do that as well. Okay, see you next time. I'm called to the table. Namaste.